Hey, what's up, guys? Team Hard Life Captain Albert Zertuche here. All right, so a while ago we had posted up a video on how to tie our braids straight to the spool. However, I was still learning how to manipulate the songs that we were playing into the background and stuff like that without being overbearing. But obviously I failed at that task at that time. Gotten better since, so what I'm going to do is I'm going to reshoot on how to tie braids straight to your spool. The first one I'm going to do is with a solid braid, and then I'll reshoot again and shoot the hollow core. But it's pretty much the same thing if you're not using the hollow core splicing needle. So let's So with the braid, what you're going to do, I have a bimini already tied on here, and if you don't know how to do that, we'll do another video on it, but I already tied the bimini, and what it is I'm going to send it, like if I'm feeding the line on the spool, underneath the spool instead of over the spool to start this knot. So there's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. You want to go at least 8 wraps, and then from here I'm going to pull the knot all the way through. And the reason for that is so that way I can make sure both my lines coming off my main end, which is where your main line comes back up over the knot, is parallel and even. And what I mean by that is, see how I drop slack on it? It doesn't get loose on one side and not the other. Okay, so that's the first knot. This is technically the second knot of this 3-knot system. What I'm going to do right here is create a uni knot, and that'll be my third knot to make this whole setup work. So at this point, I'm going to go in 4 times inside there. Should have made this bimini a little bit bigger so that way you can see it a little easier. Alright, so to create a uni, I'm going to bring my tag line parallel to my main line here. And I'm going to create a loop by coming back in on itself like this. See, I've created that loop using my tag line. Now I'm going to take my tag end around both parallel lines, my main line and my tag line loop, and I'll do it 4 times. 1, 1, 2, 3, and 4. On the 4th one, I'm going to go ahead and control my main line, and as you saw, it's cinching down on that by pulling the whole knot system in there. Okay, what I'm going to do here is, as I'm feeding my main line through my loop here, it's going to start cinching down and catching my knot. What I like to do is scoot it all over to one side, and as I take up the slack, tighten down my knot here too, pulling on that a little bit, and there you go. So now that's your 3-knot system to make a braid knot to the spool. What this is doing is creating the ability that this knot, when the spool heats up from being pulled on the drag and so forth on a monster fish, it'll allow the knot to open up without breaking it, but also too, as it begins to cinch down, and what I'm going to exaggerate right here by pulling on my knot, your spool is cooled down and you're trying to tighten it back up. As you can see, it's already pulling the spool. See how the spool is moving? Let me do this. Turn on the clicker. Back that up. See. And you can see the line where it came across my hands right there on the amount of pressure I was putting on it. So this is how my braid knot to the spool works. It's a 3-part system. And the reason I use double strands is so that way if you ever get taken down to the knot, it's not going to immediately bust on you it will actually hold on to the fish. And this is the same knot you can use if you use hollow core as well, if you don't have the loop splicing needle. So there you go. No more tape to the spool to tie a knot of using braid on a smooth edge. So there it is. Have a good one.